violence or pockets of unrest and so on. So it's been fairly smooth.
In terms of engagement between polling agents, party officials, and the Electoral Commission's officials as well, what would be your report or your whole in terms of summary for what you've received?
I think they've been very cooperative from the very start. I know that we presented the party with our guidelines. If they wanted us to supervise with, the EC has certain standards and guidelines that they had to abide by. And they also had their own guidelines to govern their elections. So right from the start, there were several conversations and discussions, and we reached agreement. And so far from the regional directors from the field, it seems that there's been cooperation. So it's worked very well.
If you were to rate the NPP in terms of your collaboration with your men, what would you say it would be?
Let's wait till we come to the end, and then I'll give you that.
We have 9 results so far from the 17 regions, 17 including the NPP's headquarters, making the 17. In your estimation, what are we looking at in terms of how much time more we have to go for us to get all the other results?
Well, we are hoping that in the next hour, results should have come in. We've asked our staff to take their time to collate it diligently and not to rush and not to be rushed. I think it's important that the results that come in are accurate and reflect exactly what took place on the ground. So we've spoken to them. We ourselves had trainings with them, and we've asked them to take their time. Of course, it's important that they are efficient and professional, but they need to be diligent with recording the figures and so on to ensure that there are no errors.
While this is going on, though, we know that the voter exhibition exercise is also underway. Day 1, we're told, was pretty slow. But what kind of information are you getting, and what's your expectation going forward for the rest of the exercise?
Yes, usually, the exhibition exercises are pretty slow, although it's a very important aspect of the electoral process. The participation usually is not as high as registration. But the good news is that, a lot of people are using the SMS system to check their status and their details and so on. And so that has been encouraging. Although not many people have gone to the field to physically check. What the statistics that we are receiving from our IT officers indicate that more people are checking using the SMS system.
We'll let you go. Thank you so much. But from the results you're seeing so far from the NPP's presidential race, are you surprised at the results you're seeing so far? Anything intriguing about the results?
Well, I don't really get into the results of the parties, and, anything can happen. And, of course, I'm not in the field. I'm not engaged in, in the NPP, the nitty-gritty of it. So, we have risen above board. I think ours is to ensure that we are very professional, very efficient in the conduct of the elections. And so far, from the results, the reports that we've received from the field, our officers have distinguished themselves creditably. And so, we are pleased with what we've seen so far coming from our officers and the way they've conducted these elections.
Madam Mensa, we are grateful. We hope to have an extensive one soon to come. We are grateful. That's Madam Mensa.